Greetings, my Legionnaires. Jimmy here. Just wanted to give you a quick little update about Destiny 2 and make a little review in progress, as it were. Unfortunately, it's been kind of a busy couple of weeks for me here. I just got back from PAX last week, so I just wanted to stop by and just tell you my thoughts on Destiny 2 while the formal review is being made right now. Another thing with a lot of these online games is that I like to give them a little time to breathe, see how they function. With the online, with the servers and the capabilities, because sometimes the campaign and the story can be great, but the online functionality might not be there. But yeah, I want to talk about Destiny 2 here for a few minutes. First and foremost, I did play the first Destiny. I played probably a month or two of it before I kind of fell off. The DLC started to kick in, and I just kind of got into other things. And while I really enjoyed it, I just didn't really want to get back to it. And then eventually, when the Taken King started up, it was almost like you had to rebuy the game. It was like, I don't really want to do that. So here's Destiny 2, and I was really excited about it. I really enjoyed the beta, and here I am playing Destiny again. And I gotta tell you guys, I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It really is just so enjoyable, just the minute-to-minute gameplay. The thing I want to emphasize about this is that the game itself is just fun. It's just everything you're doing, just especially the gunplay, just feels incredibly good, just so responsive. And every gun feels great, every class for the most part. I've been maining the Warlock, but they all feel pretty stellar. Not a lot of differences between them, kind of like the first game where you have a few special abilities that are different, but for the most part it's just like you're just a person with guns, But a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying the campaign, and that's one of the biggest changes coming out of Destiny 2 comparatively to Destiny 1 is that they're focusing a lot on the story. And the story is actually interesting. The characters are pretty interesting. They're fun. There's a lot more emotion and there's a lot more context as opposed to the first game where they would just say, hey, if you want to figure this out, go online. Here it's more like, hey, if you want to know this stuff, here it is right in front of your face. So I really appreciate that because having a reason to do this stuff always helps as opposed to just like, yeah, just kill stuff. One thing you'll probably be seeing here in the footage is that there's a lot of different locales. In the first game, there were, it was a pretty decent variety. I don't really remember it too well, but this one feels like much different. They did a good job of kind of making Earth feel overgrown and kind of destroyed after the events at the very beginning of this game with the Traveler and the Red Legion coming in to take over the Traveler and take the light away from the Guardians, or the power source that allows you to have your super abilities. But I really enjoyed that area, but I also really enjoyed Titan, kind of getting into like some sort of zombie-esque type of areas where you're kind of like running away. Or like Doom, where you're fighting like a bunch of kind of demons and the music kicks in and it feels like that, but then it kind of gets these alien vibes where you're crawling through these vents and it's really dark. Just really fun, just always changing it up. Each mission seems to have a bunch going on, which I really enjoy. I will say this, though, as much fun as it is to play it by yourself, playing with buddies is the absolute best, just kind of dancing around and doing all that, but really it's way more fun. There's these cool moments where, I'll be playing with my buddies Joe or Drew or Levi, and Joe will kind of like throw down a shield because he's a Titan and I'm a Warlock, and I'm throwing down, my heals and things like that, and then it's fun because you really get to have this kind of, these moments that really kind of, come together, you as a group, and it's not just you being solo anymore, which I really, really enjoy, and that's the thing I kind of crave, something that Overwatch tries to do, where you kind of try to play off each other's strengths and weaknesses, and it's so much fun because you just like look around and you're taking on, 30, 40 guys sometimes with your buddies, and they're all just kind of running in, and you're all just shooting, going crazy, and it's just really, it can be intense, but it also can be really relaxing, which I really enjoy too, because Destiny 2 is really what you make of it. If you want it to be competitive, intense experience, you can have that for sure. Like, you can just sit in the Crucible, do the player versus player stuff the whole time, go for the highest, like, hardest PvE stuff, and that's what we're trying to get to, is that, because that's the most appealing factor to me, is kind of the player versus environment things. But you can just have a really relaxed time too. You can just help a buddy level up, you can just lay back on the couch or on your bed and just like sit back and just shoot stuff. Very chill vibes, really cool, and I really love that about this game. So it's really, again, whatever you make of it. I played a few Crucible matches, and I will say that it did feel like there was a little bit of a disparity, because right now I was about level 13 upon this recording, and I don't know if they level you out comparatively to the other people you're facing. Everybody else seemed like they were level 20. There's like one level 6 guy in there. He was doing all right, actually. And Yeah, there was one point where I just like their other team was just completely dominating, crushing us. Maybe it was just a bad match, but I played a couple and um, it it didn't feel super great. So I probably wait on that to get back into that till I'm level 20 and to play with friends, because that game, those game modes are much better and much easier to play with pals. That's how Halo was too, and how Overwatch kind of is. Call of Duty not so much, but these ones where it's like, oh, you have a health pool and a shield and special abilities on top of just all these very crazy guns that you're gonna have too. So yeah, I might wait to get back into that, even though I do enjoy the multiplayer. I think I'll just kind of hold off on it for now. But yeah, there you guys go. I really enjoyed this game. If you guys like the first Destiny and want more of that, that's what this is. If you're kind of on the fence about it, I'll tell you guys right now, you probably won't regret it. There's just so much detail in the world. Just it's so good looking. You can feel the budget in everything you do. There's also these really minute details, like if you have a hand cannon and you pull like halfway on the trigger or 3/4 of the way on the trigger, you can see the hammer kind of fall back a little bit, which I really appreciate. And just like little things like that, it's really cool. And Bungie knows what they're doing. You know, you can tell they have a pedigree. They know what people want and what people expect out of their games. And I think this is kind of what they wanted Destiny 1 to be, is what Destiny 2 is. A really fun game that is unapologetic in how just enjoyable it is, but also has a really cool story and interesting things going on in the world, and varied worlds and just interesting locations to play in and, you know, shoot monsters in, and the enemies types are always changing, which is really nice too. Now, if you're not a huge first-person shooter fan, this might also be another good game to get into, because it's not super intense. Like I said, you could spend the whole time just kind of hanging out and doing the campaign stuff or the raids and things like that. You don't have to play multiplayer matches if you don't want to. I will say this, though, there's a few detractors, just minute ones. I think it might mostly be on my end, but having an online connection or being required to have one, even through the campaign stuff, kind of sucks. I've been kicked a few times from that, and it just gets really annoying just because you're like, oh, I don't think I need to be connected for this, but they still want you to be. So if you don't have steady online capabilities, that might be something to think about. And also, if you don't have friends playing this game with you, just like almost every other game that has a multiplayer or co-op aspect to it, it will be infinitely better with friends, or try to make some friends on there, because it's just way more fun just hanging out with your pals and just kind of playing off each other's powers is really enjoyable. But yeah, those are the only things right now that I can think of that are really detractors from the game. It's a really solid, strong, fun game. Each minute feels just like so much fun, and just, man, it's a good time. It really is. I'm really happy about it. I'm really excited to play more. I'm excited to get into the high level stuff like the raids and things like that, and the strikes, kind of the 3-player strikes and then the 6-player raids on the kind of campaign environments and things like that. So there you go, guys. I'm not going to give like a formal score here, but I'm hoping to in the next coming weeks ahead. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed this sort of thing. I like to kind of put these out for these types of games that are going to take a little bit longer. Kind of did the same thing with Persona 5 back in the day. So, but it won't be that long until I get this review out compared to that one. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you want to like and subscribe, that really helps us. I really appreciate that. But if you want to share this with a friend, that really helps too, or just share our channel with other people. And if you really want to help us, then consider checking us out on patreon.com/criticalreviews to see how you can help keep this war machine rolling. Because, yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. A lot of games, a lot of movies, lots of things to talk about. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. Let me know what you guys think of Destiny 2 in the comments below. Are you interested? Did you pick it up already? Do you want to buy it? I want to know. And also tell me your favorite class. If you just like, you like this game, you've been playing it, you're like, I love the Hunter. Or you're like watching it for the first time, you're like, oh, that Titan. Like, I've seen good things about the Titan. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for stopping by. And just remember to adapt and overcome.